Hola, hola, hola! You are listening or watching the Wake and Bake Morning Show here on the Smoke Out Network. Of course, I am your hostess with the mostest, Shelly from Kelly. Do it just like this. I'm Pirate Shelly. I thought I was gonna die. I was throwing up and having diarrhea at the same time. This is the SH show that is me, Shelly Martinez. Cheers. I had this outfit for a really long time. Since my OVW days, that's where, as far as wrestling goes, Pirate Shelly came alive. Now, at the time at OVW, Beth Phoenix and I were managing Damian Sandow. At the time, his name was Aaron Stevens. And we did this whole thing where she was like the good girl and I was the bad girl. It was kind of, instead we loved going back to themes. We dressed in theme. I was obsessed with Paul Burchill. Oh my gosh, if you go on my YouTube channel, the first video I ever post on there is with me and Paul Burchill at OVW. As Pirate Shelly, I'd come out to the Sex Pistols and it was really awesome. And when I would do my comeback, I'd go, "Arr, arr." I saw that Vince McMahon was at the ringside and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell him what I'm doing with Pirate Shelly. Like, I brought my Pirate Shelly stuff. Like, why not? Okay, we'll try you out on Velocity tonight. And it's so crazy because there were people when after I did that, they didn't hear what he said, but they just kind of saw what I was doing. They were like, you can't do that, Shelly. You're not supposed to do that. And I'm thinking, why? I'm going on Velocity tonight with Paul Burchill. And going back to like being so grateful for my wrestling career, like not only was I able to be a vampire Ariel, not only was I able to be a Chola Salinas, but that pirate in me, I even just for that one night on Velocity got to be Pirate Shelly. Wait, I think that shot's getting to me. Let's talk about Ric Flair, shall we? In our last show, one of the things I talked about was my feelings of Ric Flair. And you know what? Here's a clip right here. Somewhere in some other country, and Ric Flair was there. And at that time, I put Ric Flair on a pedestal because he was very charming. When I would talk to him, he made me feel like he was really listening to me. We had conversations that had nothing to do with wrestling and about like life and politics and different things. So to me, I found him very charming. Like how I've talked about on our show time and time again, how I love these old man rivers in Hollywood because we have these like cool conversations that like a lot of people think are kind of boring, but like to me it's stimulating. So that was my relationship with Ric Flair. I found him very charming, great conversation, classy. Like, I respected him. Like, I just, not even to do with wrestling, like, just my one-on-one, interactions with him. I respected him. Like, I felt he respected me, Like, I'll say this, like, you know, yeah, there was a time or two that like he texted me something crazy, but like when we were one on one, we were in these conversations, he never came on to me. Like it was like really cool. We went there, we had these conversations. And so I just was so charmed by him and really wanted to vouch for that, especially when I was so young and I was seeing that a lot of these people who some way or another I found inspiration through were just douchebags. So to me, Ric Flair, I was like, wow, that's why Ric Flair's Ric Flair, because he's not like them. He's better than that. So we were at this bar and then he saw me drinking my screwdriver and he pulled me aside and he goes, "You're too classy for that drink. Unless it's wine or champagne, you shouldn't accept it." And for many, 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 many years, I went by that rule. And whenever anyone said, "just take the shot, just da da da," I'd be like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, come on, why?" I was like, "Ric Flair said," and they would leave me alone. Damn, that's the reason why I was talking about how I was so on board with him and sold on Ric Flair and everything was because I really don't like him. I really, really don't like him. And I haven't liked him for a really, really, really long time. People would have been like, "Oh, Shelly's looking for attention. Oh, Shelly, who? Oh, you're so irrelevant. You're just so desperate. Blah, 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 blah."
people I remember were like, because I saw that Ric Flair was trending, right? So of course I click. I'm like, oh God, did he die? Like, even though I don't like him, I don't want to hear that he died. This is the same reason why I haven't ever openly talked about why I used to love Tommy Dreamer and now I dislike him and have disliked him for a very long time. The reason, what made that switch for me with Ric Flair and what made me dislike him actually has nothing to do with stories like that were exposed on the dark side of the ring and things. It actually is a very, very private reason. His behavior, not towards me, but his behavior towards somebody that at one time I was very close to, that's why I don't like him. It dims my light. So that's why I just roll my eyes, flip my pirate hair, throw out some fangs, and move on. But thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Wake and Bake. I hope that your day is off to a good start now that we're here hanging out, sending positive vibes, you know, and thank you guys just for all the love and support you're sending to me and to Stoner Jesus, supporting not just the Wake and Bake, but also our smoke out. Oh my gosh, the smoke outs have just become my therapy for almost a year now. A lot of the bad vibes that I have towards people is because they're not willing to talk to me about these certain things. So I get it, you know. And there's been times in my life I didn't want to talk about certain things, and I was the one being the butthead. I have people that rely on me and my energy, and I can't let them down because I've been too distracted with this nonsense. And I say it's nonsense because it's, like I said, it's good to be aware of hurting people's feelings so then you can communicate better, be more aware of your energy. Maybe not have that conversation just yet because it's not the right time, because you're not in the right energy. Just being so depressed, unmotivated, not myself, doesn't mean you're a bitch. So I've been working really hard on counting on myself. So whoever needed to hear that, there you go. What bat time, but same bat channel. Until then, I'm Shelly from Kelly, and I'll be smelling you.